is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee, and I want to ask you: are you ever frustrated with uploading a video to YouTube and you get no views? I know I was when I first started. If you're a music artist and you have your own podcast or your content creator, look no further. Wham Promotions has gotten you covered. They specialize in high-end targeted YouTube campaigns that deliver real views, real subscribers, and most importantly, real growth. So if you're struggling with real organic YouTube growth, I'm here to tell you to go on Wham Promotions and use the promo code GAUDS and receive 20% when you check out. Tell them Ray sent you, you got 20% off. Let's go, guys. I'm looking to see you guys on the charts. Let's go.
Hey, I'm Rocki Jean.
And this is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee. And everybody, let's welcome to the GAUDs Show. And Miss Jean, we have a very special guest. This guy, as much as he's telling the truth, there are going to be people in the industry that call people like this guy we're about to talk to a whistleblower.
Okay.
Someone who blows a whistle and tells the truth. This guy has been doing superhero work behind the scenes, making sure that the poor people, the people who are being underserved, are getting their fucking money.
I love that.
Everybody make some noise for Gongu, a.k.a. Goo Roach. That's all. Let's come with Gongu. By the way, I'm going to call him Goo the rest of the interview.
Yeah, it's all good, Goo.
It's all good. So Goo, how does someone like yourself even figure out the secrets of the industry and where they're hiding money? Like, how does someone even become that?
Just by the lack of people that I grew up with, not getting what they deserved. Mm-hmm. So it sparked my curiosity. So I had people in high school get record deals, and unfortunately, but being young, I would have did the same thing. They signed bad deals.
Yep.
Maybe the contracts had no publishing, but they had writer credit. Yeah. And the production company kept the publishing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But even at 17, us being 17, them being 17, 16, 17, 18, they can't comprehend the importance of what publishing is. They don't really see that as like real estate property or anything like that, the value of it, the asset of it. Yeah. So, you're more excited at 17 to, get it moving and stuff like that. So, you overlook that, and I think it takes years to even comprehend what a lawyer's going to say to you. Yeah. Unless he's really going to, almost live with you and tell you step by step, what it really is. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I would say? And you just really pointed out something to me. You know my problem with this business? I say it all the time, but you just really help clear it a lot more, is that this is the business where they know the answer. But if you don't ask them, they won't tell you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're going to a deal and you're worrying about just how much money you get, they're going to focus on all the money you're getting. Yeah. And if this album goes good, you're going to get a $250,000 advance, right? But you don't know to ask for publishing. I mean, we know now, but back, you didn't know. I remember hearing a story that Biggie sold his publishing to Puff for a GS300 Lexus.
I'm just saying,
I'm 13, 14 when I'm hearing these stories, but I'm like, man, he got a GS3. I'm like, I ain't thinking that he's giving. I don't know what it is. So seeing someone like yourself speaking on it is important. But what was the first moment where you said, I got to go down this road and learn it? What was the moment?
Wow. Well, actually, I was kind of already in it just because of the environment of people that I was around.
So you were you were almost like the big brother protector for everyone around you?
No, I'm just saying maybe like I said, one kid had a deal in high school, kind of elevated, was selling a little bit of units and stuff like that. So I'd be over his house all the time, smoking, hanging out, 19, whatever. Yeah. And just listening to the conversations and seeing all the producers come by, listening to the conversations, not understanding what that meant. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then I had another friend of mine, Delwyn. He would always talk over my head about, copyrights and things like that. And I was just so enamored on what was going on with that. I just needed to be in it because, like I said, they were talking all this stuff, but they weren't obtaining it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I seen the problems in some of these guys' faces, you know what I'm saying? And it almost sounded like a bad word, like, oh, he lost his publishing.
It's embarrassing. And that we don't talk about that. And by the way, my goal more than anything is to help my community know that it's okay to not know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's
how else
not
you gonna
okay
learn?
to not ask though.
Right.
And that's the key. So it's like when you start asking questions, they get afraid of you. But if they are, then you know they're not for you.
Right.
But no one
The
has
more you know, the more they stay away from you.
But I've never heard, so when Chastity approached me about you, she said you were a music forensic accountant or auditor. How would you describe the title?
I'm a forensics specialist
So-
on the publishing side, writer side.
So in my world, that was like, when Chastity said that, I swear to God, all I heard was forensic. I was like, oh, he's a detective. And she was like, no. He helps people. I'm really giving you credit, saying I like that you took that word.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's like a detective, right?
Oh,
It's
no,
like,
yeah, no,
I've never heard that in my life.
I parallel it. I do, because that's all I do is watch detective shows, Columbus,
Yes.
stuff like that. That's my exhilaration. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, so you came up with that? That's not like a thing?
No,
And then-
no, I've never heard that.
No, I put that together.
Oh, check you out.
kind of. I mean, somebody
So we
might
are talking
say, oh, I've been saying that, but
Nah,
I mean,
dude, we are
I've been
officially-
saying that in my repertoire.
Yeah.
We are
okay.
officially talking to a music forensic specialist.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
If there's fingerprints for your money somewhere, this guy is the guy that can go get it and show you how to get it.
yeah, it's like finding a body.
So I have something I say, and I've always said this on my show, but I'm gonna say it to you to tell me what you think. People always talk about Universal, Warner, Sony. The big three have to be stopped, and I'm like, dog. The easiest way to stop the big three is if every artist that has been signed to all those labels audit them at the same time. They'll crack. What do you think about that?
I got multiple orders going on right now
So
from each one of the labels that you mentioned.
But I'm saying, if every artist,
yeah.
Drake, Kendrick, Ye, Jay, every artist.
But even the smaller guys too, like
That's what I'm saying.
Grams turn to ounces, ounces turn to keys.
Warren G,
You know what I'm
back
saying?
in the Dev Jam. I'm talking about like if everybody, because let me tell you something. By the way, I'm
Mind you,
glad.
they signed anybody that signed a deal before like the early 2000s needs to audit them anyway because they signed a
pre-streaming deal.
yeah,
And a
exactly.
pre-CD deal.
Exactly. So when you do an audit, most of your adjustments is going to come from the licensing of the downloads and the streaming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, and that's not built in.
Yeah, so because if I was getting 10 points on my production deal, and then Spotify's paying $1, for example, and I'm getting 10% of that per se, well, I'm getting 10%, but really it's licensing because outside the contract, I'm supposed to get 50%. You see what I'm saying? So I'm owed 4 or 5 times the royalty right now. So I'm doing something with a major label, one of the three that you mentioned right now. They owe my client, they're getting 17 points, and we're asking for 50 because of the licensing. But the major label's like, nah, you got to take us to court for that. We'll give you 33. We'll double you up. You know what I'm saying?
You know where the money is.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I heard a rumor that you met Big Pun's family in a shelter.
Yeah, my man Stu.
How does that happen?
My man Stu, who ran DFL Entertainment, he used to have French Montana and Hell Rell signed to him in the early 2000s. He knew Big Pun, Fat Joe, and all of them. He grew up in the Bronx with them, and he called me up one day like 2009, 2010. Like,
This is big. This is not like before Pun made it.
No, this is
After Pun sold millions of albums and died.
Yeah,
And his family was in the shelter?
met them in the shelter.
Oh my
I
God.
went to the Bronx, met up with them in the shelter. They told me their problems. I brought them to a lawyer. The lawyer wasn't really capable in my eyes of what was going on, and due to the lack of his skill set, it kind of like delayed me. Basically, he was trying to tell her that I didn't know what I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? And he spoke to some other people that thought was more prominent than me, and they were looking at the same stuff that Liza had, and they were saying, oh no, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
So, once I got the paperwork that they were looking at, I saw something there. You know what I'm saying?
So were you able to help them make money?
Well, I paid for the lawyer, I paid for the auditor.
For the Punch family?
Yeah, I got her.
Oh, wow.
But is there a solution
now
in that?
She got 3 kids in 3 different states.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you got them the money?
Oh yeah.
Let's clap.
Wow, yeah.
Hold on, so
Yeah, well, I had to take Fat Joe to court.
put the mic a little closer to you.
Yeah,
So
well-
what would you? So what? I really want to get into that scenario. Like, what makes you feel or made you feel like you can get it going? You like
Because I read royalty statements better than they do.
I like this guy. I like this guy.
Basically,
I like this guy.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I know how to cross-reference the royalty statement.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? To see who's lying on the royalty statement. Yeah. So I caught the publisher lying.
So did you have to go to court?
From the time Pun died, the year 2000, all the way up to about 2014, the publisher was giving her fake royalty statements saying you're unrecouped 400,000, you're unrecouped 300,000. Every biannual would only take off like 7,000. It was like a slow drip. You know what I'm saying? So for 14 years, she was receiving unrecouped balances. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Like basically like, oh no, he died, he owed us money. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So she transitioned from Pun's crib. That getting robbed after he died, people came in there, robbed the house, took a bunch of Pun memorabilia and shit. She was going into decline. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, a couple years later, she transitioned into a homeless shelter.
So you found the money, you was getting royalty statements. So does Fat Joe deserve? Because I'll say this just as someone who's once in it, right? We sometimes give the artists and the people at the top of the person you signed to a bad rep, but they get shorted too. So I'm not saying that happened in this case, but I'm asking in the case of Pun and Fat Joe, was he a part of it or
well, they were partners, like me and you.
No, what I mean by that is like, was he getting paid and not checking to see if Pun's getting paid?
He was getting paid for sure. He was getting his half of his money.
So is it his responsibility to make sure Pun got his?
Absolutely.
Half? Okay, so that's what I was really trying to ask.
That was proven in court.
Oh shit, my bad. So what happened in court? I'm sorry. What happened in court?
Well, according to Joe, there was no court case. He was on Drink Champs telling no slide on Noriega. That's my guy.
I love Nori.
Nori's a great guy, so there's nothing. I'm not trying to put him into anything. This is a Joe thing. But he was on Drink Champs actually saying, I went to court one day and the judge said, "What are you doing here?" You know what I'm saying?
That didn't happen. Now please say what happened.
No, that didn't happen.
So
no, that didn't happen. What do you mean? I was in court for like a year and a half against Brian Kaplan, Jelly Bean Benitez, the publisher, Fat Joe's two lawyers. You know what I'm saying?
So you was fighting against Fat Joe lawyers?
It was me and my lawyer, basically, versus like 4 lawyers on the other side.
And you won?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't plan on losing. You know what I'm saying?
I like this guy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to set up a court draft and think I'm going to lose. It's already assessed but when I come with the approach. You know what I'm saying? And it was already obvious. Like, I could prove the statements were fake. There's no beating that. You know what I'm saying? You have to just convince the judge.
So when you do your audits, I'm just curious. I have to ask you this. Like, how does one engage you, right? Because I'm gonna tell you what I know. I know about 25 to 30 famous artists who have not received a royalty check ever, and it's like, man, I'm just trying to get my money, man. And I'm like, I'm audit, and everybody says the same thing.
Sometimes I don't have to audit. I mean, there's times I don't have to audit. There's times I met a client in Atlantic City. He's like, Warner Brothers said there's no more money for me. They ain't paying me in a year. This and that. There's no more money. Like, they saying I'm this and that. As soon as I reached out to them, 400,000 popped out of nowhere. Like within the month. You know what I'm saying? Month and a half.
So why is everybody not calling you, bro?
And I probably got him a couple million after that.
So why is everybody not calling you?
I got him $1,050,000 back in September.
So why do you think most artists are not chasing you down?
Because they're emotionally attached to the people that I'm attacking.
The masters.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like a lot of people attached to Joe. You know what I'm saying? Some clients want me to, work with them, but they don't want me to advertise that we're associated. They just want to get their money. Yeah. Because they don't want to get him upset. Like, oh man, you messing with him? Yeah. Well, everybody wants their money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want your money because you know him? You know what I'm saying? Like, or go mess with second place. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And let them go get you your shit.
So based on what you've seen, like, what's the biggest mistake artists have made that like cost them the most money?
Well, not understanding, comprehending the royalty statement. I mean, put it this way: the more popular you are, the harder it is to read the royalty statement at the same time because it just gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And as long as you got money flowing, you're not really tripping.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Or you're not waiting for the biannual statement. You're waiting to see what's coming in the wire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You take that 20,000 pages, throw it in a closet. You're like, I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it just gets more confusing.
So what advice would you give to avoid that?
I'm just about to go ahead.
But hiring a lawyer, like, avoid, because I'm sure
I wouldn't hire a lawyer. I'd hire me. You know what I'm saying?
How can we hire you?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it like that. But I'm just saying, like, every instance I've been through, a lawyer can't read a royalty statement like me. That's what I'm saying. Lawyers have told my clients that there's nothing here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then I pop up, get rid of that lawyer, and next thing you know, we got a bunch of money.
Is there other people like you? Like, are there other people like you?
Yeah, I got a team. I got a team. There's a bunch of...
No, she said, I've never met somebody like you. I've been in business 20 years. He's one-on-one that I know. I'm saying, but the squad is with you.
Yeah.
So it's not another guy like you. It's not another guru running around saying, holla at me. Like,
no, I learned it from somebody. Yeah, no, I learned it. I might have maximized it a little bit more, but no, I can't say that. They were doing the same thing I was doing. Maybe I might put a little different repertoire to it, but I've got it from like the Sugar Hill family, Mr. Robinson.
Tell me about that, because you got involved with helping them very early.
Well, I wasn't helping them.
What happened? No, I thought we were talking about.
No, I wasn't.
They had to know, because they had some issue with royalties back in the day.
Oh no, they never had an issue with royalties. The issue was they were taking your royalties.
That's what I'm saying. Like they were.
I had to take. Well, yeah. I mean, basically, it's like this. And no slight on them or anything like that, pretty much. But the mother, Sylvia Robinson, was in a group called Mickey and Sylvia. Okay. Back in like the late 50s, they had a song called "Love Is Strange." It's been licensed out to mob movies, all sorts of stuff. And then they ran into like Morris Levy, right? And behind Morris Levy is the Gambino crime family, right? Okay, so Morris Levy's gonna. What was he doing in the 60s? He was making artists work for hire, but taking your writer credit, taking your publishing, right? You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's what Morris Levy was doing. Like you'd sing the record, but he got the writer credit.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying?
Because they didn't know.
So that's the same thing Sylvia Robinson was doing, because that's what they were doing to her.
Got
you know what I'm saying?
So
this
behavior.
passing down pain, like she was just putting writer credit on songs that she shouldn't have been on and stuff like that. And after like 3 or 4 years, after 3 years or so, you can't, make a dispute on the copyright, which these guys is young, 1980 and stuff like that. They don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? After that, she's there forever. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. They just found a nice way to earn extra income.
But what about the statute of limitation on those things, right? Like
you got 3 years to dispute a copyright.
But you helped Pun Family in 2009.
That's not copyright.
So what is that?
Well, I mean, it's the music's copyright. But I'm just saying, but it's no, that was more like a breach of accounting or something, breach of fiduciary duty. It was something. It was a breach of accounting.
So it was already set, but see, this is why I wanted to talk to. I'm being honest with you. Like, this right here is a way deeper. Like, as much I've been in music, this is like those back offices where they got the boxes stacked to the top. That's this ain't never been the conversation I ever had. So I'm literally like trying to understand. So tell us about the black box that everyone refers to, where the money goes away and everything. Like, how does it work if I don't claim anything for 3 years and I can't come claim?
Maybe a few more years than that. I think maybe in other territories, there's like maybe smaller territories internationally, it might be like a 3-year statute of limitations on you receiving your writer credit. I mean, I don't know about the black box thing like that. I mean, there's times I've collected money, like say like Cormega. Yeah. Right? Maybe like 3 years ago, I collected some money for him from like 1997 from Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? So
and it was in the black box?
Yeah, it was just sitting there under MOU account. Memorandum of Understanding.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that if you don't pull, like Universal might have it in an MOU account, and like they might take old records and put it in, and it's like they're kind of hiding it.
Like put it over there, you gain interest.
Yeah, because this is the thing. You could come on that same record, and they might give you the streaming money or whatever, right? But you didn't option the physical from 20 years ago out of the MOU. It's still going to sit there. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know, how to ask for your money and things like that.
How do you?
But first you got to know. First you got to know that it's there. But they might email you and say, "Oh no, it's in the MOU account." Like, did you opt in? Did you opt out? Like, But it just matters how hard you dig. You know what I'm saying? Some people just don't dig, and I mean, I know there's money there, so I'm digging.
Where do you start digging? Like someone that's watching this.
I mean, I could see it. It's just.
I'm saying someone that's watching you right now, and they're like, "Man, I probably got money in there." What's the first thing that they need to do?
Call Gongu.
Well, I mean,
shit, I'll call Gongu.
I mean, the first thing they could do,
is there like a database of states that are holding something?
There's little databases and stuff like that, but there's really no database sitting at Universal. Universal has an unclaimed database, actually.
Really?
Yeah, they do. They have an unclaimed database, but they don't put all the stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, they actually owe Benzino millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? And they won't pay him.
Why?
Because he sued Eminem and they got all emotional. You know what I'm saying?
That's legal.
Business,
they chose sides though, but the office choose sides. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, but he still can't sue them for his money.
I got plans,
legal?
but the thing about it is that, okay, for example, him and Dave Mays came out with these compilations called Hip Hop Hits or something like that with the source.
Yep.
Yeah, so he came out with like 13, 14 compilations from like 98 all the way to like 2004 or something like that. When I look at the royalties, so there should be at least 13, 14 catalog numbers there, independent projects. When I look,
I like this guy.
So when I look at the royalty statement, there's only three catalog numbers there, 4 catalog numbers there. So I'm basically asking Universal, where's the other 10 albums? You know what I'm saying? Basically, Universal's like this. So, say I pop up in 2012. Universal's basically like this. You should have asked us 7, 8 years ago about that. I didn't give you the money now.
They can do that?
You should have put in a notice of objection. Your client should have put in a notice of objection on the last royalty statement back in 2005, 2006.
But isn't it possible, isn't there like laws that protect people that don't know? Like, so if you don't know, but if you find out that you had money 10 years ago, you didn't even know it.
I mean, they got their own little rules, to try to finesse you out of it. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you popping up maybe 10 years later trying to ask for a couple $1 million, they ain't liking it.
That's cutting into their fiscal
So basically, they got Benzino under like a $1.4 million unrecouped that I receive every biannual in the portal. Like, oh, he's unrecouped $1.3, $1.4 million. But it's basically like, hey, if you put the other 10 catalog numbers in there, you're gonna give us, you're gonna owe us money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, if they don't want to play games, I'll just try to expose them like I'm doing now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just get louder and louder about it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? And put them in a compromising position. Like, I mean, they should worry about what I'm not saying. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Puff gave his publishing back to his artist.
No.
And the artist said that it was only $300. It was only worth $300. What happened there?
Curry?
No. Mark Curry said it was only worth $300. So tell me what's going on.
You don't know what he's talking about.
Okay. No, just go. The floor is yours. Go. Goo. I will walk away and let you just let it out. Go, Goo.
He don't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I know more about his statement than he does. I didn't look at it.
Got you.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
So it's worth more than that.
Absolutely. I know where there's money that he doesn't know about.
So he should be calling you.
I guess if he wants to. You know what I mean?
So what's a loophole that's going on right now? You know how earlier you said like people.
I love you, bro. Hey man, I want you living in Atlanta, bro. You come here every day, bro. I love you, bro. The suit makes it even better. You got a suit on letting it loose on y'all. You can't get mad at a motherfucker, a black man letting loose without a suit on. If I had jeans, they'd be like, oh, what do you know? That's suit. Listen, no. I love it. Yeah. I love it. So
real quick,
go ahead.
Because I was asking about so what's a loophole that's going on today? Because how you said that people would hire a writer and not give them their royalties. Like, what's going on today that people should know about or that you've been seeing?
No, I mean, it's based on your disparity and your composure. That's it. You know, you're going to take $5,000 for this song and not own any rights?
Yeah.
Or you're going to play the long game and, get this money in the long run and maybe you earn, 6 figures out of it if it did well.
Do you see any benefit in taking?
Hell no.
Okay.
You just that's like you giving your real estate to me at a flat number. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With no profit margin or things like that. Like, no, like there's nothing. Like I said, it's based on your disparity and probably lack of education and composure.
You can't punish the people that don't have lack of education. No, I'm just saying that in general.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, people are gonna do. Maybe they just doing that to build themselves up, and next thing you know, I don't know what their situation is. You know what I mean?
So Goo, why wouldn't you gather 100 artists from the 80s and 90s and file a class action lawsuit against Universal and make them open the books up? Like, why wouldn't you just do that?
I didn't say I wasn't doing something.
I wish you did.
Okay.
Because let me tell you why I say that. I don't know anybody. Now, here's what I look at.
Class actions are hard.
Okay.
There's other things besides class actions that my lawyer's telling me about. Like, cause say, for example, I was talking to her yesterday, like, oh, we need to do a class action against this. She's like, no, not a class action, but this, where we just get all the people to jump in the case. I leave that up to her.
Yeah.
I just find the evidence, you know what I'm saying, to build her so she can litigate stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll put the ingredients together. You know what I'm saying? Let me do that, and I pass it off to the lawyers.
Do you help Executives too, because I feel like I'm owed some money in these companies. I'm like, you want?
Yeah, I help executives.
No, because I ain't never got a royalty. No, I'm gonna tell you what I said. I don't know anybody in this
like
business.
Label owners?
No, I'm talking about like you know, you sign artists and you supposed to have points on the projects and you never get the money from it.
Yeah.
They never pay me.
Yeah, of course.
And I was told I was supposed to get my money, but I never got it.
You got an advance?
No, but I got an advance when I first started. But I mean,
we'll talk after.
I got you. Okay. Yeah. We damn sure will. Yeah. I want to help you because.
Yeah, we'll talk
okay,
after.
so let me tell you. So, what makes a contract a good contract or a bad one from your perspective? Because I heard that you said that Sean and French were the only two had good contracts at Bad Boy.
Those are the only two people that I know off top that Puff didn't ask for any publishing.
So no matching rights.
Well, as an artist, there's some producers that he didn't do, publishing rights with. Maybe like a Stevie J.
Yeah.
Stevie J guy was publishing.
Good for Stevie.
D-Dot.
That's who put me in the business.
Yeah, D-Dot.
That's what I got in the business with. Good for D-Dot.
Yeah, him. But most of those other guys, Puff did a publishing deal. Where he got a piece of the copyright.
Staff producer type contracts.
Yeah. Most of those guys he got a piece of their publishing. So yeah, well, but the thing about French Montana and Shine, I mean, it's quite obvious they could have went other places.
Yeah.
So,
they had bidding wars.
Yeah, they had other places. Yeah,
I forgot about that part.
So yeah, so Puff couldn't give you the template contract that he gave everybody else from '95. You know what I'm saying?
How do you feel about AI music and publishing in the future?
I don't know. I guess there'll be a lot of lawsuits based on it. You know what I'm saying? On who's claiming the rights and on the AI and stuff like that. I don't know really much about it. I mean, it's kind of confusing to me. I don't like the dilution. If they're gonna like imitate Snoop or a pun or something like that,
yeah,
I don't like it.
I mean, even outside the imitation, like just I guess songs that come from AI.
I actually heard a couple of songs that were right though. I'm like, oh wow,
me too. I'm like, wait a minute.
I mean, but I'm just trying to see who gets the rights. Like, can I do an AI song and I own 100% of the publishing? I really don't know about that portion. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I haven't really delved into that part yet. You know what I'm saying?
Do you see independent artists getting like messed up in certain areas? Like, would they need to come to you for any reason?
I see independent people get jerked all the time. I got a close friend of mine that got robbed by a podcaster that got a record label. I ain't gonna say no names, but the podcast is pretty popular.
Okay. What does it rhyme with?
I ain't gonna say. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of hypocritical shit that goes on. That's why I can't stand these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no restrictions on what I do because you don't. I just don't care. They made me not care.
Yeah.
Can you see so much?
Like I said, people in the homeless shelter. I had to help to share with her divorce case with DMX. There's a lot of bullshit going on behind that. So not on the DMX side, just with other people and shit like that. There's just always, if there's some blood, there's always a shark just trying to circle.
Can you tell us the craziest?
I can't tell you the craziest.
I mean, you don't have to tell. Like, you don't have to say the name, but like, can you say the craziest situation?
Oh no, I could say something crazy.
Go ahead.
Okay, back in 2015, when Lil Wayne and Baby had a little discrepancy over like $50 million or so. What happened was I was hired by Cash Money to do some consulting by a female that was working there, and she hired me. I was telling her for like 5 years, baby, they got money out there, this and that, blah, 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 It took me 5 years for her to say, okay. You know what I'm saying? But she's the employee of Cash Money, but she runs it. She does the day-to-day.
Katina.
No, I ain't gonna say no names, but she passed away.
Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I knew Katina was she took over eventually, yeah.
So what happened was that in order for her to do this deal, she wanted a kickback, all sorts of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So make a long story short, I'm starting to send money into Cash Money marketing, whatever the account said. I remember me being in the bank just sending some money, right? About a week later, they called me up. Like, don't send no more money to Cash Money's account. Like, forget all that. I'm like, why? She's like, oh, Wayne and Baby got a dispute going on, and we want Baby to go broke so we could buy the company from under his nose.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
What the fuck? What's good, everybody? This is Ray Daniels, a.k.a. the Culture Referee. And if you were wondering who this beautiful woman sitting next to me is my sister, Tiffany Daniels Sai. Let's give it up for my sister. Everybody can clap. It's good. And my sister she's the most talented person in the family, and we started a family business, a signature scent company. So if you like smoke a lot of weed in your car and you want to get the scent out, you have to check out these scents. I know guys that use it for the weed. I know people that use it for cologne, and everywhere they go to get compliments. We make candles. We make
room sprays. We got them in kits. So if you want to buy something for your loved one or anybody that you care about, hit us up, LorraineCo.com.
And we're going to put the website at the bottom of it. But support this black business, support this black woman, and order, I promise you guys. As a matter of fact, use the word GAUDs, and we'll give you 15% off. I just made that up, so if my sister's face looks crazy, don't get mad at her. I'll eat that. But guys, when I tell you this shit is incredible, you really should check this out.
The best scents ever.
LorraineCo.com. And we'll put it at the bottom of the screen. Thank you.
Thanks.
I was like, hold up.
Yeah, so I stopped collecting, but maybe about a year later, I think it was like May 2016, I ran into Baby and Slim at Quad Studios. I showed them the email, I showed them everything. Like, yo, bro, ladies trying to take the company, trying to do all the shit under your nose and shit. You know what I'm saying? They were like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Love Slim and Baby.
They were cool. They were cool, but that's the type of shit that goes on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, so like Cash Money getting a bad rep is almost like, because the thing, I want to say this, is very important to say. Mm-hmm. The problem with this business that I hate is that you don't have to grow to be in it. You could be the same low vibrational character.
Oh, wow.
And make millions of dollars. That doesn't mean who you are as a good person. That doesn't mean you're a right person. But you know what I'm saying, right?
But your boss could be an 8th grade dropout.
Yeah.
In this business.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter. Yeah. It's like
he just knows talent, but he could be the worst. He could be the worst of the worst
businessman.
Mm-hmm.
The music business is not ran by businessmen anymore. Mm-hmm. That's the real problem that we're having right now. Mm-hmm. I was talking to a CEO of an independent label. It was like 2 years ago. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, and he messed my head up, bro.
Right.
Let me tell you what he was telling me. He said the 3 majors, private conversation, but he said the 3 majors have a goal to not let artists see how much their royalties are really worth. So what he told me was, he said, it was ill. He said, and he was breaking down artists. Like, he was like, this artist, by the way, artist that might have had a hit here or there, might have had a good 2-year run. He was like, his catalog's worth $100 million. I'm like, him? And I'm talking about like little artists.
Just think, all right, look at this. Due to the fact that you can't read a royalty statement, right? I could send you a royalty statement basically saying that you're recouped, right, with your production deal, right? Next thing you know, I could absorb your artist, right? Because you owe me money.
Big bank take little bank.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But how do you know? You could have did an audit and you owed me money.
Yeah.
How many companies did they absorb when they really owed them money?
You know
what I'm saying?
I tell people this. I worked at major labels. They have one goal for the current artists. Now, once they drop, fuck you. Whatever's ours, this mine now. But when you're signed to them, they have one goal. It's to keep you in debt. So like when Drake got the $500 million, everybody's like, Drake got $500 million. I'm like, if that guy who I spoke to, that CEO of that independent company, told me that this little artist down here, his catalog's worth $100 million, how much you think Drake catalog worth? Billions of dollars. So when Universal gives him, I called it on this show, by the way. When they gave him $500 million, I was like, oh, they set him up. He don't even know it, because I know how they gave it to him. I know how it works. When they give you a check, what does a check equal? More work. They gave you $500 million. So now, remember Drake dropped an album every 2 years? He started dropping the album every 9 months. That's how he burnt himself out. So remember, he dropped the record with 21 Savage. He dropped it. If you're reading this, it's too late. He dropped all these albums, and then he announced, I'm burnt out. But that was because they gave him $500 million. They said, we'll give you $500 million, but we need more records. And he's like, cool, not realizing they giving you a loan on money that they gonna make from you any fucking way. Yeah. So in a lot of ways, with him suing them, I'm like, you suing them for the wrong reasons. If I'm being honest, you suing them about Kendrick. You don't even know. Artists do not know how, any artist listen to this, they do not know how much their catalogs worth because they keep getting advances for more catalog.
I got a client, she makes probably about $250,000, $300,000 a year, like $150,000 on the average per biannual. the audit showed that she really makes like $900,000 a year. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the true number. You see what I'm saying? Two-thirds more than what you're getting.
Man.
Right? So, I mean, as an evaluation on the sale,
yeah.
I should be able to put that two-thirds in there.
And then it'll take my money up 3 times.
Because the funny thing is that you do an audit, you know, just because you find $5 million, they try to argue with you and stuff like that, and then you settle for a number and stuff like that. But that number that you found is the true number.
You know, I heard a rumor, maybe you can confirm it. I've heard this from day one. 50 Cent was owed. 50 Cent was, you know, it kind of went sour with him and Dre's relationship, him and Jimmy's relationship, and he kind of wanted to get off Interscope, and they didn't want to let him off. So he audited them.
Yeah,
and
that's
he
when
found
he got
out
13, 14 million or something.
18 million that they owed him. Yeah. And from what I heard was he said, just let me off the label. And that's how he was able to get off the label to go be 50. Because they owed him like 13, 14. He was like, just let me off the label, right? Because it was like 8. By the way, this is like 50 and their relationship went down after the 3rd album. This is 3 albums. They owed him 18 mil. And it was like, just go. Like, no, I'm telling you, if every artist audited their label. Matter of fact, can I just say one thing that is very important to say? You want to know the thing that the labels do, the most egregious thing that they do? The distribution fee.
Right.
Now watch this, guys. Let me tell you about that. So when you sign to a record label, guys, you would get a distribution. They would charge you a distribution fee because they had to print up 300,000 of your records. They had to ship it to stores, and it was like that 20% was to cover the cost of running your business and your product. Now they don't distribute anymore. They press a button to put your music out. The distribution fee back then was 20%. You know how much the distribution fee is in 2025? 20%. They still
and press the button. There's no physical travel.
They are robbing.
That's like the broken goods back in the day.
And by the way, listen, exactly. If the goods are broken, of course we need to hold on to this money.
But then 12.5% broken goods. That was the cap automatically.
And they have an internal goal. I don't care what it is. They don't come off that. Like because you gotta look at it like this. So let me tell you why I'm saying that. Say if your deal is 50-50, right? Your deal is 50-50 after they take their 20.
Yeah, right.
So they take that comes off top. Now your 80 becomes 50-50, and then they charge your 40, and then it's the greediest shit. Like, dog, I was talking to a homeboy of mine, and he was like, man, I just sold for a big number, and I bought up the distribution fee, and he was like, that shit cost me like $60 million in this deal. That's how much the distribution fee was on the valuation of this. So you got to understand, I'm in offices, bro. Like that lawyer, by the way, every lawyer in the business knows this. It's not a secret. They be like, yo, can you give us our distribution fee? No. 2%, 18. Dog, they will not let the distribution fee go, even though they don't have to distribute your music anymore. Right. They're charging, by the way, I'm talking about Drake, every artist. This is like at the top. Drake might be paying a 10% distribution fee.
I see what you're saying, but this is their side hustle. This is their skim
that they hit every artist with. And by the way, I mean lawyers being there like, why are they still charging us this? They don't distribute no more. But
don't they technically do? Like we do see CDs and stuff still. I mean, not as much as we did.
It's like 1% of the income.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you.
Dog.
Yeah, it's
they
insignificant.
Charging you 20% to do what you can pay TuneCore $20 to do.
Right.
I feel you.
Like that's how greedy they are. That's why I'm like, I love a guy like you. Take them down.
It'll never change though. I mean, I got some book I was reading the other day. I mean, they've been robbing people since the 1800s, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ever since it started. You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly.
130 years. You think they could have changed it by now?
So how can everybody watching this help you?
Help me?
Like, how do we help your mission? Like, you're like fucking fighting the Avengers now by yourself. Like,
yeah. I mean, but I plan on, you know, I've had chances to collaborate with other companies and other people and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I mean, I just think that they were going to just try to collaborate with me till they see what you do. Yeah, and then
don't let nobody else off.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean,
how do you feel about artists selling their catalogs now?
I mean, put it this way, I wouldn't do it, but if put it this way, look at it like this. Your copyright you own for your lifetime plus 70 years after you die. You know what I'm saying? So if you're 40 and you live to your 90, that's 50 years of royalties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then after you die, there's another 70 years for your family.
Yeah.
So that's 120 years of royalties that you're giving up for like an 8 multiple. A 10 multiple. I'll give you 10 years of royalties right now for your 120 years.
Yeah. But considering how streaming is going, you don't think it's worth it taking that lump sum to invest in something else?
I mean, I know some people that do that. I know somebody trying to sell their publishing right now because they're going to buy some real estate, some buildings and stuff like that. The only reason they're doing that is because they never got paid from the record.
They got done
They never got paid from the record company. I had to take this guy. I had to take the company to court to win this guy $1 million. So he's like, let me just take this money and run because this guy's never going to pay me again.
Yeah.
It took me 35 years to get this money.
Yeah.
He got to deal with this guy since 1985. He just won a court case in August. He just won a court case in August against this guy. We just won a court case in August against this guy.
85?
He signed in 1985 with this guy. All right? I just won him $1 million back in August. You know what I'm saying? That's the you know, so
man. Yeah. I know. And by the way, it's worse when it's our people. Because our people, we don't come from what we did. We getting it from the fucking mud, and if you robbing that, it's so terrible, bro.
Yeah, he's just more, I'd rather be in the real estate business than be in the music business. I wasn't getting paid in the music business.
Because when I'm talking to Bryce was like, man, I got millions owed to me. And I'm like, you ain't got. I'm like, where's it at?
Yeah, it's peekaboo. You know, it's a shell game. You know, these guys is golfing. You know, they golfing. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really worried about it because I actually know some CEOs that are like, oh yeah, I took your money, take me to court. Like they're not saying that to me, but they're saying that to my clients.
That happened to me.
That
happened to me. That's serious.
Yeah, like I took this, but you're not going to get that in court
like
because you're not me. I'm experienced. Like you'll get 20% of this or that. You know what I'm saying? But I want to beat that guy. But all I'm saying is that some of these guys know that. Like even if I go to court against you, you're not going to get all your money because they're so court experienced. You know what I'm saying? So some people just they don't care.
You're the first person I ever interviewed on this show that I want to talk to you off air. Like I need some help. Because it's so dirty. It's such a dirty game.
It's the dirtiest.
And it's not getting better.
I mean, I know a guy that he was going in and out of jail doing bank fraud. All right? I know a company that said to him, you ain't got to do that no more. I'll just show you how to steal publishing. You never go to jail. You know what I'm saying? This guy wound up getting...
You gotta go to jail. Steal publishing.
This guy wound up getting a mansion, all sorts of shit. Rolls Royces, all sorts of shit.
Fuck the other guy's stuff.
No, just because the guy he went from bank frauding to stealing publishing.
Get the also, I heard a rumor that you found like it was an artist that had 8 people receiving their money. Like, how is that possible?
Well, I mean, I got clients that got 13, 14 people receiving their money.
How is that possible?
Because they got the same writer name.
Wow. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, the more common your writer name, if your name is Joe Smith, you're not getting all your money. It's not happening. You're not getting all your money.
Some black names come
You're
in
not
handy.
getting money from the PRO.
The black names come in handy now.
The PRO is not, you're not getting all your money.
Really?
No.
Wow.
No. ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, you're not getting all your money.
How do you figure it out?
I see it.
Now, how does someone, we know you the golden one, but I'm like, if you watch it at home, how do they figure that out?
They'll never see it.
Unless they call you.
Yeah, well, no, I told them. Yeah, I said,
So you would suggest to people to
Well,
just
I can
do like
see
that?
it. It's like, I mean, some people play PlayStation and all this stuff and play. My game of exhilaration is just sitting behind the scenes, just looking at everybody's stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'll call him later. Let him know his shit's fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
So how does the call go? You call somebody you don't know, like, how does it go?
Yeah, I'll reach out. I mean, I reached out to somebody yesterday, a rapper, and say, hey, you ain't getting all your money. He's like, where do I sign? You know, I mean, that's basically it. I mean, he knew. I let him know we knew some familiar things. I knew his lawyer and stuff like that, and he was just like, all right, I'm rolling with you now. You know what I'm saying?
What we've noticed in the history of this world, of the music industry, is that every time an artist got bigger and bigger and bigger, and they started knowing more and more and more, they started hating their label and the company more and more and more.
Yeah.
When I think about Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson was like the biggest artist in the world. Then he gets to Sony and he's like, he literally, by the way, Michael Jackson did one of the most gangster shits ever. People don't know. Michael Jackson figured out that the people at Sony wasn't fucking with him.
Oh,
and No, he went. Tommy Mottola, when he figured out Tommy Mottola wasn't on his side, this is what I wish artists understood. Michael Jackson knew I'm Michael fucking Jackson.
Yeah.
Who in the world doesn't want to talk to me?
Right.
He flew to Japan and met with the owners of Sony and got Tommy Mottola ass up out of there.
Wow.
Let's clap for Michael Jackson. Because to me, it's like, and that's why I ain't gonna lie. That's why I always say people like Jay and Jay-Z, I love them, but like, dog, they don't give a fuck about us.
Even a guy like him, he's not getting all those money. I know somebody robbing him right now for his publishing.
Because his name's so
on a couple of songs.
Because his name is Sean Carter.
The guy who bought the mansion that I was telling you about, that got taught, that was doing the check thing. He got some Jay-Z publishing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why are you looking away like that? Why are you looking away like that? So no, what I was saying about Jay is that Jay to me can do so much, but he's just kind of like, fuck everybody. I'm gonna get money for me and mine, and that's enough. Because he gets on the Grammy stage last year and he says, "Hey, my wife is the biggest Grammy winner of all time. Ain't never won album of the year." Everybody in the room said, next year,
Right.
she wins album of the year. Now imagine if Jay-Z said, yo, I'm tired of all these young black executives and artists getting fucked by these labels. I'm gonna start coming to talk to y'all. They'll go straight, but there ain't no money in it for him like that.
I think I found like 100,000 for Beyonce one time. I told somebody at Rock Nation, they're like, you find us more money, let us know. I'm like, all right.
Wow.
It's like, all right, whatever. And it's still sitting there too.
What?
Yeah, it's like 7 years, 2017. 8 years later, it's still sitting there.
They ain't won it. It wasn't big enough.
Last time I asked them was 2017. Put it this way, I could have took it. Somebody else could have took it. You see what I'm saying? It's just sitting there. You know what I'm saying?
What percentage of artists, if you had to guess, writers, creators, artists, producers, everything, what percentage of them, if you had to guess, are not receiving all of their money?
All? Probably over 60.
Not all, no.
Over
Not
60.
all, meaning that,
Probably 60,
like,
60.
Cause you literally said Jay-Z and Beyonce ain't give shit on money. I'm like, well, who else is?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, this is what I do, bro. You know what I mean? You know, but I would say well over 50%.
So over 50% of artists right now signed and unsigned.
Well, yeah, one way.
Unsigned is probably 100.
One way or another, they're not getting all their money. Yeah, you know, there's different routes of screwing up.
So somebody watching this right now, and they don't want to call Ray to get your number. Because they don't want Ray to know that they ain't got their business together. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know how that go, right? So I'm asking you, how does someone at home watching this right now?
People hit me on the Instagram.
Can we put this girl on the screen? Like, I'm just like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, like, bro, I want to see you win so bad, man, because I'm so tired of us not helping us. Like, it's like, bro, if you know, like, dog, if I got a light and I can help someone, I don't give a fuck. Hey, go that way. I'm always that person.
I mean, there's times I've done it for free. You know what I'm saying? Just because how bad the situation was for certain people. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, just keep it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I felt guilty. You know what I'm saying? Taking money for you because you got so much taken from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, there's some people that some horrible stories. It's like, just keep it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'll be blessed in the long run.
Pay the lawyer at least, yo.
I just keep it. You know what I mean? I get blessed. You know, I had a good week. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Something. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
You ever seen the movie Aaron Brockovich?
Years ago.
You should watch it.
Years ago.
You ever seen Aaron Brockovich?
With the female.
Years
I know
ago
you're talking about.
Oh, no,
the discrimination thing, or sexual harassment?
But I'm a movie buff, right?
Okay.
Like, I learned everything from movies and music, right? But you remind me of Aaron Brockovich because she wasn't an attorney. She just cared. And, you know, while the lawyers were so focused on the money and how much it's gonna cost, she's like, fuck the money. These people are dying.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like every time somebody bought a lawyer, she had your energy.
Right.
Like, they was like, you know, like, those people would be fine. And she gave the girl water. Remember the scene when she was like, the lawyer drunk, and she said, oh, by the way, that's the water you was giving them. And she puts the water down. She's just one, you know, like, to me, you give me that vibe where it's like, they need to do a movie on you, bro. Like, I love what you're doing.
Yeah, man, I think
you gotta take them all down at once.
I feel like I was ordained to do this. It just feels like it was something that I was made to do or something.
So who's at the top of your hit list of people that you feel, labels and companies that you feel like, I gotta...
I'm after all of them. I'm trying to hit everybody. I mean, I got issues with every single one of them. Every single one of them. Whether it's the record label, the publisher be playing as many games as, bro, you should see what they do in the day in Greece right now. Yeah, I mean, I'll I'll get it solved. But
Reese was he was a under fucking appreciated.
He signed a deal back in '99 with Sony ATV. Yeah, with Sony ATV, right? Sony Publishing. In his deal, it shows you the Schedule A of songs that he was submitting when he got his advance. That was '99. Sony Publishing didn't get his ASCAP account right till 2002. So right there they lost him 3 years of performance royalties, right? They didn't get, he signed a deal in '99, mind you. '98 he already had DMX records and stuff like that. Sony Publishing didn't register his account, his publisher account.
So he lost all that money?
They lost him 3 years. They lost him 3 years and some back. They lost him 3-4 years of performance royalties on the publisher end from his ASCAP, right? Just for starters, right? So when I speak to them, they say, "Oh no, that's because Dame didn't give us his publishing company." Like there was a confusion, this and that. That's bullshit. But you know how many people I know that are administered straight through Sony without a publishing designee? Like Sony could have, within those 3 years, Sony could just put their name on the account to collect my client's money. You know what I'm saying? So even though they fixed the registration, or thought that they fixed the registration back in 2002, they still didn't collect on the songs inside the Schedule A from '99.
And that's and DMX dropped 98, 99. Dame Reese did all those records.
Yeah, so when I'm asking them whatever, they're like, "Oh, this NMPA thing, and we can't do it no more." It's all their fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'll get a hand.
And you proved it to them.
No, I just listen to what they say.
Okay.
I'm not really trying to. The more.
You'll get their ass.
Yeah, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I'll be all right. It's just that it makes me want to expose them more when they play those games, because it's not like money. It's probably 1.2. It could be. It's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And they're just basically like, "Oh, we don't pay." Okay. All right. You want to play that game? All right. We'll play that game.
So would you say that labels are loan sharks?
I think they're worse than loan sharks. I think worse than loan sharks, because at least in loan shark you can walk away and own your shit. The labels are pimps.
I got a client. I got an estate. I work with an estate that probably sold 70 million records worldwide. His royalty statement says he's unrecouped 4 million.
What? How do you feel about Spotify and how streaming pays these artists? A lot of artists.
It's bullshit, because it's pulled together instead of you getting your individual mechanical royalty. If you sold 500,000 records,
that's what I've been saying. It's an aggregate.
But this is pulled together, and the more popular you are, I get a greater stake at it, and you get paid less money when you at the pool.
And you know why? Yeah. And it's very important to say this. In the back, like here's why Spotify is really going to expose the labels eventually, and they agree. Because what you don't understand is that if you sign Taylor Swift, right, and you sign a no-name rapper, when you put it in stores, Taylor Swift album is $19.99. No-name rapper is $3.99. That's how we saw value, right? If you were a successful artist, we knew we had to pay more. Stream for stream is the same. Spotify don't care if you stream Rocki Jean, Ray Daniels, or Taylor Swift. They don't care.
But Drake and Bad Bunny get a bigger market share. They get a bigger piece of the pie.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of that.
Because they get paid according to an aggregate of everything. They don't get paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Universal doesn't get paid per stream.
Yeah.
They get paid how a percentage of whatever Spotify gets. Because look at it like this standpoint. Like, if I pay $10 a month, like how many? I wish somebody look at that. Alex, look that up. How many times would I have to play a song for 0.0004 to equal $9.99? You know what I'm trying to say? Look at it from that perspective. So, for like, even as a user of Spotify, like, how many songs do I have to play per month? How many thousands of songs I got to play a month?
More than thousands, probably.
That was like to me $10, right? Like, it got to be about 3,000 or 4,000.
It's a lot. It's gonna be something ridiculous.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because it's what is it with YouTube even, like? Every so and so is $1,000.
Yeah, like every million is like 4,000, shit like that.
Yeah, like crazy.
Spotify,
and the thing
is 2,000 to 3,400.
But you see, and
so we gotta play 2,400 songs a month. Do you? I don't know if you have Spotify, but do you pay 20? Do you? Anybody listen to 2,400 songs a month?
No,
we don't. So that's why it's like it's just more money, bro. It's just.
And the other thing is, at least on the record side, there was a statute, but there was like, you knew what the rate was.
Yes.
Everybody has a different rate. Spotify, Apple, Tidal.
And every artist has a different rate in their deal.
Yeah.
So but every deal should have been reset when streaming came. They should have sat everybody down and said, we're going to reset. But, hey, you dumb niggas ain't looking for it.
I got to mention, yeah.
We're going to keep it in the black box.
Yeah, we're going to make more money not telling anybody. Like, you asking, you know, there's less inquiries, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, no record label's going to turn around like, hey, we owe everybody money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess they're shareholders, stuff like that. They're gonna be like, what the hell are you doing? Right?
Bro, I love you, bro.
Yeah, get this guy out of here.
I worked inside these labels.
Yeah.
I know they hate to see you in that suit coming. I know they with no tie on either. I know they hate to see you. Nigga ain't got a tie on. I mean, he loose. Nigga, I'm gonna be here for hours. Let's go.
It's not like I like arguing, but I mean, I guess they're protecting their interest.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to protect my client's interest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I'm on the right side of history while you're doing the devil's work. You know what I'm saying? That's all, you know what I mean? So I don't care if somebody gets fired. You know what I'm saying? I'm
say it, man. You're free.
Yeah,
I don't care either.
I just have less parameters than ever.
Yeah, and my point is, if you're protecting a monster, you deserve to get everything that monster gets.
Yeah.
It's just the truth. If I know you're a monster, I didn't know all of this stuff. I knew about the advanced stuff, but it was like, because it was kind of like, give me an advance, give me an advance, give me an advance. And if we get an advance, guess what we get to do? We get to ask.
Hook. That's it.
Give me an advance. Like, I promise you, like, the biggest artists haven't gotten Spotify checks, like, continuously. Everybody got that bonus Spotify when they sold. I think our check was like 38,000 when they sold, but
wait, there was
remember when Sony, we were signed to Sony, so Sony gave remember they sold their stock, their
2019ish.
Yeah, and they gave everybody like
okay, that's what that Spotify check. Yeah, because we got like a 30.
So they sold 5. So basically, all 3 of the majors owned 5% of Spotify each.
That's what it was.
Warner,
okay.
Universal, Sony. When Spotify went public, Sony sold its shares, all of its shares, and bust the money down with their artists.
That's what it was, okay.
Got you.
But I'm pretty sure they walked away with way fucking more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like that. So what do you think the future of music looks like, man? Like if someone's watching this and they want to be in music and they're like, man, Goo, tell us what we need to know. Like, I would say, in my opinion, I think that they should invest in true admin work being done.
True admin?
True admin work. Because dog, like for example, I've been in business 20 years. I ain't never filled out a split sheet. Never. I ain't never signed a split sheet. Never. I ain't never did no admin work. But I came in moving like.
Yeah, but you're asking people to do their homework. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, how many times you went to school? How many people didn't do their homework?
I didn't. You didn't have to ask. I didn't.
I dropped out.
Ash, I didn't ask. I
dropped out. I never did homework.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why the fuck do I gotta go home and do more work? I've been in school all day. Why the fuck can I do it here?
I was in detention 90% of the days.
Where you from?
I went to Fort Lee High School. Back and forth, Jersey, Bergen County.
Okay,
yeah.
Got you.
So I went back and forth to Angle with the Fort Lee school system. But yeah, I was never a disciplined person. I'm more a creative. I'm exhilarated by, and that's what keeps me focused from exhilaration. You know what I'm saying?
I want to do something different with you.
Okay.
We have this segment called Broke Stories. And we usually ask the person we're interviewing to tell us a broke story that they had to overcome. But I feel like you're more like Robin Hood out here. Like, I feel like we would like to get like 1 or 2 broke stories. We already got the pun where they was in the shelter, when you met Pun's family in the shelter.
Absolutely.
Can you give us a couple of other broke stories that you help people overcome? I think that's
like
better,
that.
right? That's better,
like
right?
that, yeah.
Well, I mean, to think off top, I mean, I know a guy that was in and out the hospital, and he did some time in jail and stuff like that. He was in the music industry. He did some stuff in 2003, 2004, but he was in a bad way. He was in and out of jail, stuff like that. All I can say, I found him like 1.7 over the summer.
1.7 million, I'm assuming.
1.7. Yeah.
And he was fucked up, flat broke.
He's supposed to get it. He's supposed to get. Hopefully, he gets it this week. So we're working on that now. I just spoke to the company. So I mean, it's
a good week. It's a good week.
I love you, bro. I love it, bro.
I don't know. I mean, I deal with I'd have to think on that. You'd have
Give
to
us your broke story.
Yeah, he got
Give us your broke story.
My broke story. I said, man.
The story where you was down and what your mentality was and how you got out.
I mean, shoot.
What's good, y'all? This is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee, and I'm here to talk to you about YKTV Magazine, which is the #1 magazine for prison entertainment. These prisoners are sitting in jail. They have nothing to do but read these magazines and read your ads, buy your music, support your business, anything that you can do that's online commerce. They already have published over 140 magazines with 36 major artists that have covered it, and I'm giving you an opportunity to advertise this magazine and get directly to an audience that you know has the time and the money to spend. Info at the bottom, info at the GAUDs Show. Holla at us, whether you're an artist, producer, whoever you are. We can help you with your business. Holla at us to get to YKTV.
I was staying, I used to be in the streets doing a whole bunch of stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? I got caught up. I was fighting the case for like 5 years, back from like 99 to 2004. I don't even say what I got caught with.
Okay.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Yeah. So, mind you, it's 25 years ago. It's all right. But no, I had to reduce from living at my mother's house for some years to, you know, to build myself back up, to start getting clients. And I think my first client was Nature from 2005. He was robbed for a bunch of money. I think I won him like 100 and change around 2008 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's where I started progressing. But no, yeah, I mean, I was down bottom, down bad. I was staying at my mother's house, sleeping on the couch, you know? I mean,
we do this thing called credit check. And, you know, you would appreciate this. I hate this climate of like, let's give him his flowers. Let's give him his flowers. I'm like, I don't want no fucking flowers, bro. I want my fucking credit for what I did.
Yeah.
My fucking credit. Don't give my flowers. Like, I don't need that shit. I want the credit. That's how I feed my kids can eat off my credit if you do it right. They can't eat off flowers you give me. So we ask people like yourself to give us a couple of names of people who you want to give some credit to that help you become GAU.
Nature. Definitely. He's the first guy to
believe in you.
Yeah, believed in me. He said, I'll give you a shot to, you know, take these cases. If more than anything, Big Pun's wife. Gotta be. That's kind of that's what got me going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know she was. I didn't know she was doing well. Like I didn't know she was back doing well. I love that because.
Well, she got her catalog back. She got 100% of her rights because we showed that Joe never. You know what I'm saying? That in mediation they gave him the boot. He don't own nothing to Puns. You know what I'm saying? Because he violated so much.
Hey man,
and I don't mean to, I don't mean to like attack him like that or anything like that. But the thing about it, the only reason I mention it on numerous podcasts or anything like that is because it's like what I do is an art. It's a lot of work, a lot of thinking, stuff like that. And for him to go on a show like, oh no, that didn't happen. There was no court case between me and her. That's a lie. And then I get these people calling me like, bro, you like Joe's on there saying that there was never a case. Like you're lying. Like people were calling me a liar. I had to send paperwork, show them court cases and stuff like that, just because he got a bigger microphone. Yeah. Be like, oh no, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. To him, it didn't happen because he never had to show up to court. The only time he showed up to court was mediation. You know what I'm saying? He only came once.
Yeah.
And that was mediation.
And you saw
know what I'm saying? No, I was outside the court building.
Got you.
I was outside the court building.
Got you.
Yeah, my lawyer and Pun's wife was in there. I was outside.
I love that.
Yeah.
So the last question we ask today, this is the GAUDs Show. The GAUDs Show is an acronym for GOATs and underdogs because we like to talk to, to me they're the same, but, like to give those conversations. What do you consider yourself, a GOAT or an underdog?
Underdog.
And if you are consider yourself an underdog, what do you personally have to accomplish yourself for you to feel like, man, I'm a fucking GOAT?
Well, I mean, I know I'm great at what I am, but what I do, but at the same time, I don't want to I need something to
drive you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I asked that question because so many people celebrate GOATs, but they don't realize that every GOAT has an underdog mentality. That's why they are GOATs. Tom Brady think the world is against him. That's why he's the GOAT. Y'all motherfuckers be thinking you just the GOAT for no reason. That's why you ain't gonna never be the GOAT. So it's kind of a trick question, but you answered it right.
Yeah, no, I need something to motivate. I don't try to get too relaxed.
Yeah.
I don't try to get too relaxed.
Especially when all the fuck shit is going on outside.
I just can't.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, when we do these shows, you know, it's always like, what's the conversation, framing the conversation. And when Chassie was telling me, I was like, man, I want to do it on the blue couch, because we was gonna do our spotlight. I'm like, this is important, and this is putting a spotlight on a black man that's out here saving fucking families and legacies. So I had to tell you, bro, you the fucking GOAT to me, bro.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
You the GOAT.
I appreciate it.
And I want to talk to you so much more.
Yeah.
You welcome to come back anytime.
Yeah, but I also, not only that, I also assist sometimes in criminal cases too.
Artists.
Yeah, well, all sorts of people, like Max B.
So, somebody was telling me that you're helping him right now.
Well, I got his time reversed.
So you're the reason why he's about to get out.
Yeah, 100%.
Can you tell us about that? No, I want to hear. Hold on, Joe. I want to hear this shit. I know you're a New Yorker. Shut your New York.
Yeah, I mean, I got somebody off of. I did way worse. I got somebody off of 200 years from a triple shooting double homicide before too.
So you help people get out of court case. You just like.
I shouldn't have said that. Damn.
You just like forensic cases. You just like investigating stuff.
Nah, it's just. I just try to be a pair of fresh eyes, because I think I could just comprehend a little bit more than some other cats. So people give me cases, like if they can't comprehend it, or, you know, just like a record label guy, like, yo, bro, the label's playing games with me. It's over my head. Like, I'll give you % if you could just, you know, do this and do that. Even with the, the Cesar Pena real estate fraud thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I got some of those clients. They hired me to orchestrate the court case with the lawyers. You know what I'm saying? They give me a percentage, whatever money comes back from whatever Caesar took. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So it's, it could be, you know.
So what you do for Max B? How do you help him?
Well, mind you, his court case was in my county. Bergen County, New Jersey. I'm not gonna say I'm connected there, but I got a call, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, some white man told me, hey, you know, I can get this guy's case reversed because the prosecutor is out here bragging about all the mistakes that Gerald Saluti made, which was Max B's lawyer. Yeah. So my lawyer called me up basically like, the lawyer called me basically like, hey, you know, you give me some money, you talk to the label, I'll get him out. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, there was a lot of resistance in that because he wanted a lot of money, and we orchestrated the notes to get him out. But the thing about it is that Max could have been out since like 2012.
Why is he still in?
Because no one was looking into his case until I did. You hear all these rappers, free Max B, this and that. Not one rapper said, yo, get their lawyer, like, yo, can you look into my man's case?
I want to ask you a question, because I've asked myself this plenty of times. The way you see the music, I seen the music the same way. I didn't listen to nobody. I listened to myself. My instinct went with me. Why aren't you an attorney?
People say that all the time.
Because I got to the point, I was doing paperwork, and I was like, I should just be a fucking lawyer with everything I'm doing. Like, I can't.
The only reason I know a lot of this stuff, a percentage of it is because I was in so much criminal shit.
I was going to say, he was on the other end. I knew he was going to say that.
I'm so fired.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, in the 90s, whatever trouble, you know, I was just looking at cases or my case or whatever issues I had and just wanting to understand, you know, the comprehension of me potentially maybe getting up out of here for some years or something like that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, obviously I was concerned with looking at every portion of the paperwork, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of transcended to me helping other people, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I got more common sense than the next person. I just got a little repertoire.
You like what you do, though?
Yeah. I got a little repertoire. I know what to look for. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not.
You know what to do. I love that.
You know? Well, I moved it to the music instead of the criminal stuff. I mean, because I've gotten offers. I could have worked for all sorts of shit. You know what I'm saying? My lawyer was in the office like, yo, I get you a job with the FBI. I get you a job with so-and-so. Like, let me get you a meeting with them. I'm like, nah.
Can I ask you a question? I'm sorry. I have an idea. When I get ideas, I'm like, why don't you turn this into a TV show? Like, to me, I will watch this. Like, said artists, showing how much they made. And
I got numerous offers for that now. I mean, I was filming in 2019. I was filming something with something for Genius.com based on my court case against a record label. The case that I won in August.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
they were going to do a documentary with me based on that.
Bro, if you had a show called The Music Forensic, the music forensic and then like literally every episode was you sitting down with an artist that we love.
We talk all the time. I really don't want to say, but I'll tell you off camera. But I'm talking to 4 or 5 production companies right now.
RSA shit. You want to talk
some popular people too.
I'm looking at Ash. I'm like, hey, bro, you ain't supposed to be here, but you're here. Like, this shit, like some shit we should be. Like, I would put like, dog. This needs to be. This is so important right now that, and I feel like the music companies will sponsor it the way Truth.com was sponsored by the cigarette company. Yeah. Like, nigga, it's like we're trying.
I think they would try to. Do you remember Mick Jagger came out with that TV show based on the music industry on HBO? I forgot. It was called Vinyl.
Okay, yeah. For sure. I didn't know it was Mick Jagger.
It only lasted a few episodes.
Oh, they didn't like that.
Because they were showing shit that they were showing people dumping records in the ocean, all sorts of shit, like the labels and shit like that. You know, all of a sudden it was off the air.
Wow.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
It is a new time.
And what was that, like 10 years ago?
Yeah. If I saw a TV show about music forensic artists and you were helping Anita Baker, like just artists that
I'm looking for Angie Stone. If anybody knows her,
I can get you Angie Stone easy.
Oh well, I'm looking for Angie Stone.
Yeah, it's easy. I get you Angie Stone. That's easy.
All right.
Man, you the man. Hey, listen, man. Let's clap for Roach. Hey, bro. You all welcome anytime. By the way, that's ASCAP. He was on the show. That nigga when he supposed to be, he just walked in.
Oh.
Did I tell you welcome every time? No, when I see the right people doing the right shit, I want to help them win, bro.
Hey, man, let's get it.
You need a TV show, bro.
Yeah, let's get it.
It's Pawn Stars. It's the same. It's sexy. It's the grown version of it. It's like we got a new artist coming in, and they trying to figure out. It's like you ask them questions. It's educational. It's entertaining, and at the end, it's a fucking win.
We like I said, I got some things.
We'll talk off camera.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's talk off camera.
Man, this is the GAUDs Show. We out. Let's go.
Thank you.
Hey, man.